I just want to talk to you some more about going through, because I can remember back how I just didn't feel like I had the courage to go through. I didn't have any strength left. Everything I felt in me had been used up, and I had I had tried so hard with every ounce of every bit of my energy and my intelligence, everything that was in me. I had tried, and I had failed. And I just felt like there's no way I can try harder. And if I gave everything that I had and it still failed, then what's the point? Then why bother? And especially if all it's going to do is bring more pain. I can't handle any more pain. And they say that a lot of times people who commit suicide, it's not really because they want to die. It's because they absolutely cannot face more pain. It's so painful. The pain level is so high that they just jump in whatever way that looks like. Because suicide comes in different forms. It can be just stop eating. And it might not be today, but by next year or whatever, you just won't be here. You'll just disappear. So I guess what I want to talk about is having the courage to face more pain. Because going through means feeling that pain for longer, for a longer period of time. But the only other option is to stop the pain, and the only way to do that is suicide. I know that's not God's will for us. And I'm just trying to say I can relate to that pain being that high that you're really not sure that you can handle it, and you don't know what to do. Many of you don't believe in suicide. Most of us don't. But when we're facing that much pain, because we know that going through the process of healing is also going to bring a lot of pain. Like if you're a burn victim, you may have survived the fire, but now you've got to heal from the burn. And that's a horrible process of pulling off layers and healing again, and pulling off layers and healing again. And it's often takes a lot of courage to go through that process and to subject yourself to it, to be willing to do that, especially when you feel like you have literally no strength left. Sometimes you don't feel like you have a brain left in your head, and you just feel so overwhelmed with how in the world and like, can I really get through this, and do I even want to try? So this is why I want very much to share with you, not only is there good coming, that no matter how much pain it is to heal, the Lord can expedite that process. First of all, if we put ourselves back into the womb of God and His love, there is a very much faster healing available than if we try to do it ourselves. Just by finding psychologists and drugs to help us get through it. And that's not a put down. We need that sometimes. There's no judgment. I'm just saying that if we put ourselves back into the arms of God, and we put ourselves into this trust where He suspends us in His love, all of that amniotic fluid of His love is just going to just bring an amazing amount of healing to us in a much quicker and less painful fashion. I'm just trying to say it's possible. The other thing I want to share with you is that I get a picture of giving birth myself, and that helped me a lot when I was in that position where I knew that in order to stay on this planet, I still had a lot of crap to go through, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. But what helped keep me willing to live, choosing to live, and choosing to face that process was thinking about giving birth. That I was actually creating something for my children. I was creating a pathway for them, a way, something where I'm showing them there's a way through, there's a way out, and there's something better on the other side, and this is how you do it. And I was creating a good life for them as well as myself. And I just kept having the vision of having a baby. There's so much that you have to go through. The pain level is intense. Any of you who've had children, and for those of you, the men out there, forgive me for using this analogy that maybe you can't relate to terribly, but you have to face a lot of discomfort, but in the end, when you're actually giving birth, you're facing a lot of pain. It's pain that's just so overwhelming and so over the top that you really don't know how you're going to get through it. You don't know if you're going to survive. But the way that you get through the pain is by focusing on the new life that is coming. The new life, that child, the chance of having that relationship with that child and loving on them. And it doesn't take the pain away, but it gives you this amazing amount of hope and courage to face that pain because you know it's coming. You know that good is coming, that new life is coming out of this ash heap. And the Lord has encouraged me so much in His Word. If you've never read Isaiah 61, go read it. If you've never read Isaiah 54, go read it. And He talks about giving us beauty for ashes. I mean, so many places in His Word, He's constantly telling us that He will rebuild us, and we will be rebuilt, that our children will come back to our borders, that they will be released from their captivity. And of course, I see captivity being their minds and their thoughts being twisted oftentimes by the abusers. Our minds being in that captivity to deception and lies and negativity. He is rebuilding. He is restoring. He is releasing us from all of that poison. He is diluting that with His truth and His life and His love. And I just want to encourage you that good is coming. It is worth every bit of it, that the Lord by His Holy Spirit will give you the strength to face the pain as you're healing. Just know that it's worth it, that on the other side is a brand new life.